Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers, and we are in a fun, cheery place today that I cannot wait to see every aspect of. But first, I can't wait to get to know Amanda DeRose with Wister. Thank you for being here today, or not being here. Thank you for letting us come here today.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and seeing everything. I walked in, and it's so cheerful. You may hear some Christmas music in the background.
Sorry.
I was not expecting to walk in and buy a bunch of stuff, but I already have a pile over here that I will be purchasing.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. It looks so fabulous in here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and we were just talking a little before we went on air about the journey and how far you've come, and I can't wait to get to know more, and I'm excited for everyone else to get to know more because you started much smaller and now there are so many facets to this shop and everything that you offer, and we're going to be moving around the shop this entire episode, so you're going to see different things, and make sure you pick out what you want to buy because there's so many cute things. But first, I want to get to know you.
Okay.
Tell everyone about your background and kind of what led you to opening Wister's.
It was kind of like a 10 or 15 year journey to get here. I knew I wanted to end up opening a shop, being in retail somehow, and in some sort of art aspect. And I went to school for art, and then I became a graphic designer, and I was doing designs for corporations, but also doing fun things like weddings and stuff like that. And then that just kind of manifested into flowers because I was in that wedding community. Yeah. And planning flowers and planning for events and weddings. And it just kept growing and rolling on down the path until we ended up here. In 2019, I finally was like, okay, I'm ready. We're ready. And then we just made it happen. Yeah. So, and then opened in January 2020. So.
Oh, great. Right when the world changed.
Exactly. Perfect timing.
Yes. And, stuff like that happens, and you have overcome it, and you have made this bigger and better every year. And I know we were just talking about how you look back to where you were, and you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that journey from where you started to where you are today as far as opening the shop in January.
So, when the world kind of shut down in January, February, right after we opened, we kind of had to switch gears like immediately. Right. Like, what are we going to do to overcome the fact that everything is shut down, nobody can go anywhere, and it actually kind of encouraged us and made us grow a little bit at that time because we had to come up with new ideas and new ways to get ourselves out there because nobody knew who we were. And then we had to shut down weeks later. So we started doing a lot of things online, Facebook and Instagram and on the website and things like that. And then once things reopened, we had a pretty good following at that point, which was great. So we just slowly continued to grow, trying to make sure that we weren't growing too quickly. And that kind of got us here. We went from one location to here. We were just a couple of doors down a couple of years ago, and then we moved here last summer to expand a little bit and kind of grow our products and what we offer. So it's just been kind of slow growth, but it's been just the right pace for us.
It's been amazing to see, and you're so good at the social media game.
Thank you.
And how you showcase the business, you showcase your team, and I think that's a huge deal. Yeah. And just hearing you talk to a team member before we started, and you said you are part of the family, and that just means so much. And I just know you care about them so much, and you can see that through everything you do.
Well, we wouldn't be here and be successful like this without our team. I mean, I can't do this, so we need them here.
Yes, and they're all so fantastic. They're always greeted with a warm smile, and it's really great to see. So I think you're doing amazing, and we're going to move to the next location. All right, so now you see we're at these amazing, cute clothes. Look at all of this, the Santa baby, the gangster rapper, dramatic, I can relate. So that's really great. So I want to know, what characteristics do you possess that you think has made you the most successful?
I think listening to everybody, listening to what people are looking for, listening to what people want, listening to just like, you know, what's going on in their lives that is they need to make themselves feel better, make themselves happier, and things like that. So just being, you know, always having open ears and not just trying to rush. We're not just here to make money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the community and to be able to provide something to other people that they are that they're looking for. I mean, we're not like saving lives or anything, but we're trying to make people happy. So.
Well, you're definitely making me happy today. And I know you make many people happy in the community, and you are. You mentioned the community involvement, and you are super involved in the community, and you do so much, and you're a role model to me. I know you're a role model to others. How does that make you feel? What does it mean to you to be looked at as a role model?
I don't really think about
that.
Yeah. Because I look to so many other people in the community too, so I don't really think about it like that. I think that just, you know, trying to be here and do what the community is looking for, I don't really consider it being a role model.
Yeah.
It's just trying to, you know, we are in a small community, all trying to help each other and serve each other. So, yeah.
And would you consider that your leadership style? Because you lead a big team. I mean, you have a lot of people you're leading. How would you describe your leadership style?
Yeah, so I think that we try really hard, or I try really hard to see what their strengths and weaknesses are. And not only that, what they enjoy doing, because if they're not enjoying what they're doing when they're here, or, you know, I'm giving them a task that is one of their weaknesses, they're not going to want to stick around. So I want to be able to learn from my team just as much as they're learning from us.
Yeah.
And it ends up helping all of us. So nobody feels like they're being bossed around or told what to do. They're, you know, in their element and doing what they're good at. So
amazing. Yeah. That is so great.
Yeah.
Next questions in a different location. All right, now look at where we're at. Explain to me the section of the store that we're in right now.
So right now we're in like the newborn and kids section. We have a few clothing items for younger kids, and we have some games and things like that. So this section has definitely grown and is definitely one of those things I never actually anticipated having. It just kind of started to feel natural to add it in, and then it became really fun. So
it is really fun, and if you see me like looking behind Amanda, I'm like, these are great Christmas presents for Riley. So,
well, we had people when we first opened coming in, you know, wanting flowers for baby showers and, you know, new moms and things like that. So it definitely was just a natural progression to do that. So
getting to know you more, what advice do you have for someone that is wanting to start a business, any business, and let's just say it's downtown in a small town?
Okay. I have a lot of things to say on that. So first, do your thing. Don't look at what everybody else is doing, because you can end up being discouraged, because where you are in your journey is not where anybody else is in their journey. So, you know, somebody could look at y'all and say, oh my gosh, they're so successful, there's no way I could start that business. But you have to start somewhere. And same with us. You know, we were joking this morning about how we started and how completely different it is now. And at the time, that was exactly where I needed to be. So not looking at what other people are doing is really important. And putting your spin on it, I think, is really important too. You know, like what heating and air conditioning company is going to have like these really cool graphics and things like that, like y'all do. Like that's hard to find. It's hard to come by. And, you know, with us, we stay totally true to our style. If somebody calls us and tells us they want something that we don't typically do, I'll refer them somewhere else. There's no need for me to try to take that on just to make a few dollars. You know, so that's not what I'm trying to do. I think that's all really important for starting, and kind of starting slow. You know, you don't want to and that also kind of goes back to not seeing what everybody else is doing or not watching what everybody else is doing, because it is going to make you want to start quickly, and you don't want to do that. You really need to build it up.
Absolutely. It can be so overwhelming once you are paying attention to what everyone else is doing.
Yes.
I heard this quote one time, or I saw something on social media probably, but it says, look at the bread aisle. There's a whole aisle for bread, and there's so many different categories of bread and brands and all that, and people are still buying all of them. There's room for everyone.
Well, and you're going to a very specific one. You're going to the one that you want.
Yes, and then there are others that like the other, but there's a whole aisle, and there's room for everyone. So I think that's great, great advice. And what is one lesson that you've learned through this journey that you take with you through every day?
So now, oh my gosh, I have such a, a special place in my heart for our team. When I first started, I was like, I can do this on my own. I'm going to be here by myself every day. I don't need help from anybody else. And that is 150% not true.
Correct.
I need all these people here. I need these people helping me. They're helping us grow. They're definitely part of our, family here. And that's the biggest lesson I've learned, is to kind of let go of a little bit of that control, let people help you, because they want to help.
Yes.
So they want to be a part of it, so we should let them. So
providing opportunities.
Yes,
I love it.
Yeah.
And we're going to the next location. Take a look at where we are now. How beautiful. The flower section of the shop. Tell us about this and what you do here.
So this is where we got started. Almost 4 years ago, is our flower bar, which was one thing that I was adamant about having when we opened. It is so hard to find a spot where you can just go pick a few flowers that you want, and people shouldn't have to pay, $50, $100 when they just want a few flowers. So that's kind of one of the things where we got started. The flower bar has always been here. We do flowers for events. We have people come in pretty much every day wanting flowers just for celebrations, things like that. So this is the original part of Wister's.
Yes, and if you come into our office, our opportunity center is full of flowers from the flower bar on a regular basis.
Yeah, we get lots of Rogers people down here every day or every week wanting a few flowers.
Yes, they always have them on their desk, and it's so amazing
and
to
we love being able to provide that, being able to just have somebody come in and be like, I just need 1 or 2 stems.
Exactly, and it's so beautiful every time, and I know they love it, and I love seeing it all around. And you even helped us with our grand opening. So you had arrangements all over our office for the grand opening, and they're so beautiful.
Thank you.
So I want to know, what motto do you live by?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think kind of always trying to find the positive in everything. Life is hard. We can go through life and be down and find the bad in things and just focus on that, and there is always something good to come out of everything. So I try to live by that, because we all go through these tough times, and having something uplifting come out of it just makes it that much sweeter and that much better. So
yes, and you have a lot of goals, I'm sure, and I want to know, what are your current goals?
Right now with the shop, our goal is kind of always, what is the next thing that we can do? Not because we're looking to, take anything over, but mainly because I don't want to get bored.
Right.
So, and as a creative, it's easy to get bored when you're doing the same thing over and over. So what's the next thing that we can do that is going to help the community, but is also going to, help the business grow and succeed? So that's always a goal that's in the back of my mind. And that's probably the main one, because that takes me in so many different directions all the time. It can be something tiny, like what are we going to do next week? And it can be what are we going to do in 5 years?
Yeah. So just like you said, you weren't getting ready for Christmas quite yet, and people were coming in here and saying, where's the Christmas stuff?
Yeah.
So you're like, here we are.
Yep.
So having to pivot like that all the time, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
in the next location. So look at where we are now. These are very popular.
They are, yes.
Tell us about them.
So we have our Wister's themed candles that we specifically came up with the scents for these, which I don't think people know actually, which was really kind of a fun part of the process. She's local. She lives in Danville. So that was fun. But these candles have become really popular recently, and these were introduced to me by a customer.
Okay.
So yeah, she introduced them to me. I had never seen them, never heard of them. She even brought samples in for me to smell to make sure I liked them before we ordered any. And apparently they're like a big thing that I just didn't know about. But yeah, people love them, and they do. They smell really good. So
well,
yeah,
add this to my pile. I'm going to be smelling every single one. And this warm flannel is
that one smells really good. Yeah.
Yes. So a question I like to ask on every episode is, if you could have dinner with one living person outside of your family, who would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think that I would like to have dinner with a lot of different people for various reasons. But I keep going back to, and I actually don't know his name.
Okay.
But I had surgery in 2020, so right after we opened the shop, and I had a craniotomy, and my surgeon that I've met several times was there, but he was there with another surgeon who has been like, nobody's met him that I know of.
Wow.
Yeah, he flew in from Japan to help with this surgery where he cut my brain open.
Wow.
And then he was gone. And I would just love to meet him and talk to him and ask him why, number one, he flew in for that specific surgery. What surgeries does he fly in for? How did he get into this? You know, because he works with surgeons all over the world for this, and I just would love to talk to him.
Wow.
So,
that is an amazing person to have dinner with, and just sounds like he's a miracle worker to me.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to make sure he exists because nobody has met him that I know of.
Hey, but he fixed you up.
Exactly.
And, he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Exactly.
So that's pretty amazing. And speaking of that, you are very passionate about raising awareness, about what you went through and raising awareness for others that are going through it. Will you talk on that a little bit and kind of what you have coming up? I know you have an event coming up in the community.
Yeah. So I was diagnosed with brain tumors in 2020. I've since had 3 surgeries. You know, not many people are going through what I'm going through, but people are going through other various situations that they're dealing with the same types of emotions and kind of trying to get through that. And we have a specific event coming up for the Brain Tumor Center at Duke on November 18th, and the fundraiser is at Springfield Distillery, and we're going to be doing a cornhole tournament. We have like a little mini pumpkin patch that we're putting together. We're doing apple bobbing. Kelly's going to come up with some great drinks for us that day. So it's going to be really fun. We have vendors coming out to sell some things, get ready for the holidays, and every dime that we make from that event is going to the Brain Tumor Center at Duke, which is where I received treatment, and all of that money at Duke goes directly to research and their clinical trials. So it's really important to me for that to go on. So we're very excited.
So amazing. And you're such a role model to me and so many, and such a strong person, and still staying positive through it all. I have goosebumps because I'm just so excited to be here and proud to see the growth, and I cannot wait to continue watching the growth of Wister's and everything that you do, and thank you for everything you do for the community.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for doing this. This is awesome. It's fun to learn about all these businesses.
Yes, and I'm just so thrilled to be here, and thank you for sharing so much. Is there anything that you want to let anyone know that they can look forward to in Wister's this holiday season?
Well, we're going to be officially done putting all of our Christmas out by next week, probably sooner, because I say that and then I'm going to be like on a rampage to get it done. So we hope that you'll come in and see our little, our little Christmas wonderland that we'll have going on here. And there's a lot going on downtown everywhere this holiday season. So we hope you come down and visit all of us.
Well, you need to, because I don't know if anything will be left by the time I leave, because I'm going shopping right as soon as we finish this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone that listened to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.